What's going on there, you majestic creatures of the internet? It's your boy CheckABucket007. How are you guys doing this fine day / evening / whatever time it is for you? As you can tell by the description, thumbnail, and all that kind of stuff, we are working on Stormworks version 1.21 nuclear reactors and steam power. I'm doing a series here to show you guys a 100% straight through to what I know how to do at this point, because I've done this a couple of times just playing around. We're going to focus on getting the reactor ready, and then when we're done with that, however many parts it's going to take, is I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible while still giving you all the relevant information. That's why I already have one of these things. I've built one of the chambers, so I know what to look for right now. So we're going to go ahead and keep finishing this off while I'm describing what we're doing. We're basically going to use this chamber right here. We're going to use this stuff right here to make it to where we can get a reactor up and running as fast as possible. We're going to do it in a group. We're going to do a 10 fuel rod, 5 control rod. There's going to be glowing effects to simulate the effects that real reactors have, which means we're going to have some other stuff. And then we're going to get this thing ready for powered cycle testing, as well as getting it ready to hook up to a boiler, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. The platform we're using right now is a proto version of my Yard 34 that I showed you in the last video I did, so you'll be able to recognize it. Matter of fact, it's here somewhere. Eventually, I'm going to try to get this power plant that we're building into my Yard 32. If not, I'll just keep using a petroleum-based fuel supply until maybe I can get more power out of a single nuclear fuel rod. I don't know. I'm going to try my best. It might become a nuclear diesel hybrid. But let us begin. So, first and foremost, what we're going to have here, we need a few things to make a reactor work. We could probably even get away with doing more than a 10 count. We're gonna go ahead and put a spawner in here just so we get it out of the way. Yeah, perfect. So we're definitely gonna need tracks, and we're gonna do this like in groups of 5. Okay, so we're gonna have, say, that's that. And we're gonna, if I remember correctly, your assemblies should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna drop it down 1 because I want to have a control rod in the middle. So we're gonna do that and that. That'll give us 8. That's 9, that's 10. There's our 10 control, our fuel rod shafts. And this, if I'm not mistaken, based on our reference material, those should be sticking up like that. Okay, yeah, perfect. So they're all going to stick the same way. So we're going to do that. That, and that, then that, and that. So there's our 5 to 10. So it's a 2 to 1. 2 fuel rods for every control rod. But you'll notice how they're all spread out evenly. So each and every one of these fuel rods is coming into contact with no less than 2 of the fuel rod, the control rods. Every one is connected to no less than 2. The central one is the most important because it's holding back 8 of them at once, and then it's got secondary effect on the other 2. So allow me to explain what this here is for. So basically what we got to do, we got to make it to where this slides down. So this here will go all the way down. Should go down at least 8 if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When it gets to 8, it'll stop and should be connected. If my calculations are correct, of course. We can even go to 9. And then we'll just do that 4 more times. Okay, there we go. And boom, boom. So there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a 5 banks of 2. So basically, for every single one of those tracks, it's going to be over 2 of these fuel rods. So what we're going to do is say that's going to be 1, 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 and the central 2 are going to be 1. So we're going to put this here, and that will be 1, and it's already set up to go in. So once it goes in, it's in, and then we're gonna have to make a release mechanism to get it back out again. That way we can kind of like stop it. And then we're gonna cheat a little bit and remove the stuff around it. And the reason we're gonna do that is because now when this slides down, these can still go up and down, in and out, as it were. So we got that. All right, you follow? I'll let you hold for a second so you can confirm for tonight. You follow. And then we're gonna go ahead and erase this one's butt in because that one is done. I want those to be visible. So now the next 2 are gonna be these right here. Straight placement of that. So now that one's going in, that one's going in. I think you guys get the picture on this so far. Pretty straightforward. This is one of those hacks you can do in Stormworks. This is how you can make doors work. This is how you can make hatches work. There's all sorts of stuff that's useful to know how to do when you have things like this. So if you didn't know how to do these, like if you're starting out, welcome first of all. Second of all, can't blame me if your head's kind of like doing 200 miles an hour trying to figure out what the hell you're looking at, because you know that's how I was. I came from a game called Space Engineers and came to this one, so you know I'm like, well, I was pretty good at Space Engineers, and I realized I was complete crap at Stormworks until I started learning it. So you know, learning exercise is very, very important. So that and that, and there you go. We have our fuel delivery system in place. Right. Now we'll just set this like that. Now, with any amount of luck, we're going to go ahead and put all these tracks on the circuit. Alright, so we have all the tracks on the circuit. Each one of these is being governed, so that's group 1, that's group 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to have some way to control this thing, right? So let's get a small little switch. Like I have one of these little switch box things that I will eventually put in the workshop, which should help you guys out a little bit. It's a smaller version of this, basically, like how you can put a constant number and a constant number. This is 2 constant numbers built into it. It'll say 1 for on, -1 for off, like that. So just do that. It's literally just a very small version of the normal thing. You just have to go in and configure it. It'll help you tidy up your circuits and stuff like that, and especially when you start building really complex things, it helps. And so you guys know what it looks like internally. It's just an on-off signal going to a built-in numerical switch box, and then your property numbers are your constant numbers you would normally have, and then your numerical switch box output signal. So it's literally this thing right here, just with that many inputs. It's all internal switches. So nothing special, nothing proprietary for sure. Like I don't believe in proprietary when it comes to this game. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let's we're gonna put a throttle. Now, allow me to explain this throttle real quick. Allow me to explain the throttle. The throttle is something good. Greater than this thing. So this one's a little bit more complex and it's a little bit newer, so it's not perfected yet. So I don't recommend messing with it yet until I got it down pat. Yeah, so this is going to come in handy later. So I'm not going to tell you what that's for either. Wait, is this the one? This might actually be the superior one. I think this is the one I was working on. Okay. It'll make a lot of sense here in a minute what I'm doing.
No sound. I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Figure you out now. I see all blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the time.
Okie doke. So, if you're following, I'm doing a thing. And the thing, if done correctly, will be ridiculously cool, is all I can say. Okay. So. Very good, very good. Good. That's right, because that's a older build. Alright, so we're almost ready to get this thing to start working, but not quite yet. You have to wait a little longer. Okay, so So if we keep going at this route, it's gonna look so cool. It's ready to go. I think you guys are gonna enjoy this. Put that there, and then we do this. Now we just got to, yeah. We gotta do a few last things, and then we'll have this part of the system ready to go. This one is going to activate this. We're not going to use that one because that one's a broken lampshade when it comes to effectiveness. I got to rebuild the circuits in some of these. So we'll go ahead and run that one. Yep. Alright, so this fits. Yeah, we'll go with 1,000. I like 1,000. Okay, fuel rod temperature. Same thing here. It does that, and then switch. Switch there, and then starts this here, and then it starts acting out. My understanding is there. So, let's do a quick test and check something. Inserted. So we do 1 and negative 1. Ideally, it's greater than 600. So we got 600 as the control rods start pumping the brakes. If it doesn't want to stop, we're going to have 1,000. It's going to rip the things out. Should invert their signal and force them to come back out. There we go. Now, we gotta have buttons. And we're gonna go ahead and put, we're gonna put 5 toggle switches. 1 and 2. 3. Fuel rod 1. Wow, what the heck is that? That's leak. Fuel rod 1 and 2. This will be 3 and 4. This one could be 5 and 6. 7 and 8. 9 and 10. Alrighty. Now, if that one's 1,000, I want to force that reverse. We're gonna do a quick power system test on that too. Because if it blows up, man, we're gonna have a bad day because there is radiation in the game now. Okay, let's get it hooked up to the electrics. And then we're going to have indicator lights. Group 1 and 2 right, or 1 right here. And they will be referenced by get their power from that. We're going to go ahead and light these a certain color. We're going to go based on the colors. This is also a to taste kind of thing, so bear with. But this is my personal. These colors can be literally any color you want. You can pick your own colors. I'm not going to tell you what colors to go with because I don't care what colors you go with. All right, I'm just going with whatever happens to be in the color wheel right now. But it's very important that we color code these in some sort of way, just so you have a general idea of what it is you're working with. And it gives you a visual representation of what is in the reactor core. So that's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. This will be 7 and 8. This will be 9 and 10. Right? Right. So we're gonna go ahead and put that one. Use that one. Trying not to make it look like a Jackson Pollock painting while I'm at it. So you know, there's that, I guess. Should correspond to a set of lights, 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 lights. And I guess we'll put a red in, so it's not like totally Easter Bunny Charlie Brown over here. Oops. Easter Bunny Charlie Brown. Tell my daughter that, she'll be all about it. Alright, so do that, and we're going to go ahead and wire the rest of these up. And just to be on the smart side, we're going to go ahead and wire these up in accordance to how they appear on the thing, and then we can go for sure. So they're already connected, perfect, great. 1, 2. Right. Go ahead and cross them now. It's fine. Make sure everything is wired correctly. Alright. So, next thing we need is a dial. And this right here is going to tell us our fuel rod spin. And since it's in the middle control rod, it's going to be the most obvious. So we're going to say 1,000 is our high point, 0. Anything higher than 1,000, consider you're going to have a meltdown. Just pray to whatever God is listening at that point and hope for the best. Pretty much the best thing you could possibly do in that situation, if you ask me. So we're going to go ahead and time constant on signal there because it's going to get a little bit more complex as we go. We're going to take this data point. We're going to need a radiation detector as well. So we need a radiation detector. We need a detector. We want coolant temperature. We want all these things. Dial on top. So that's going to be our fuel rod temperature. And then we'll put these 4 here for control rods. Alright. So that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 5 control rods, but right now we're more interested in actually getting this sort of thing figured out. They're all connected. So this one we're just trying to figure out the insertion ratio because they're all tied to the same thing, so it's going to all match up anyway. It's just this will make it a little bit more evened out. And then we're going to go ahead and put a dial there and a dial there. Rads, say 0 and 1,000. You see 1,000, it's going to kill you. Chamber, water, temp. We'll say negative 100 on this one, and then 500 degrees. How about that? And with that, we are done with wiring that, I'm pretty sure. Radiation, rads, there's that, and then wire up electricity. Make sure there's nothing we're forgetting. Like, for example, that there's no freaking lid. Yeah, that's an important thing to miss. That's an important little tidbit of history, isn't it? Yeah, just forget the lid. Yeah, totally. Okay. I think it's starting to look pretty good. Now keep in mind, this part is entirely dedicated to just getting the reactor to start talking to stuff. Like, we're not trying to set an unprecedented speed record or anything. We don't care about speed. We care about getting this thing to safely start. Do we have coolant? Okay, so it's that one that's got a hole in it. Okay. We'll fix that. Beep. Should take care of that problem. Let's make double sure. Air holes in here somewhere I need to be worried about. No, no, and no. Perfect. There we have it. Full liquid. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's what it should do. It should start generating heat. It's got to overcome that. Alright, so 5 and 1. This is why we colored it. So somewhere between those two. So let's figure it out. Let's figure this out, shall we? Alright, so somewhere in here. Is that what's stopping it? It is. Well, shame on you. That's fixable. That's an inconvenience. Don't go now. Sure, no trouble.
Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride to. If you don't want
There we go. Should be a modest change. Shouldn't really affect all that much. I mean, it will, but at the same time, not by a lot, you know. Alright, where is the control? Control mechanism for that. Control mechanism for you is there. So on you go. And on you go. Yes. Excellent. Now, if I'm correct, I should see something cool. Alright, cool. I want to turn the lights out so you guys can see what we're going to do. You know what? Moonlit night sounds fine. As you can see, Reactor is reacting. Dial's actually reading what isn't even reading.
Look, if you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change,
Okay.
I can help you out.
That's kind of dark.
I can help you out.
Main rod goes in. Two. That's even simple.
I just can't let you go.
Alright, temperatures are rising, so just bear with for a minute, fellas.
You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
There we go. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The beginning of a beautiful project. We have our power plant in place. We're still gonna have to do some safety testings in the next part, but other than that, here it is. It's generating the heat it needs to have. Once it hits 100 degrees, it'll start generating steam, which once we get a boiler, perfect, it'll start boiling that water. It'll start being able to do that, and that we'll be flying right along at that point. We'll be able to start making all sorts of magic happen. At this point, we're going to let it run because I want it to actually do its job, but that is incorrect. That and that. So that is the only problem we got to fix so far. We'll technical note part 2 of this series on that one. But hey, within 40 minutes, I've made an entire control panel that looks kind of like a light bright. I'm not going to lie. Might change some of the colors a little bit so you can kind of tell the difference here. but that indicates which reactor core fuel rods are actually doing what. And at this point, these rods start glowing. The idea is once they get to about white, they'll start trying to dislodge themselves. Matter of fact, that one should disable those and force the rods to go out of the assembly, and that should cool them down. Again, we're just making fail-safe measures at this point, because right now, once it hits 600 degrees, that's when the control rod should go in, and that should slow the reaction down. I mean, I like it like that. I like it. If we get enough power out of this thing, I'll make it to where they don't glow. Like, that's all there is to it. I'll just make it not glow. But as you can see, it's still climbing. We're generating more and more steam power. We're more than 5 times the heat we need to be. We're at over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly. That's more than enough to instantly flash steam. That's like flash steam. So yeah, we are at the point that we need to be. Let's see. We'll have to perfect our control rods. I'll have to figure out how those work in more detail for the next part. But as you can see, we've got what we need. And when it hits 1,000, it'll start force disconnecting the fuel rods most likely. See how it's trying to stop it. It's kind of like an alarm system. Oh, see? It slowed it down. It cooled it down. It hard limited. I just hard limited the reactor. So yeah, there you go. Success. We have a very how do you say? What would you say on that? A rudimentary temperature controller. See, it's going to keep doing that until it stops being at 1,000. There you go. So, that works. Take the fuel away so I can't do it. So I'll stay perpetually white like that. But that right there keeps it like optimum output. I don't have any brakes in here right now. I've got a moderator in here in the form of water and the fuel rods and all that, but I don't have the control rods functioning just yet. That could be just about everything. So, with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of the nuclear reactor build. For this tutorial series thing. If you like it, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Please leave a comment down below. Take care of yourselves, the ones you love. Wash your damn hands. Wear a mask. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me for other stuff. As I was saying, check it out. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Wonderful evening. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.